A shocking brawl between Young Thug and Future has erupted after Future fired back with a brutal diss track in response to Thug's public musical apology, turning what seemed like an attempt at peace into one of the most explosive feuds in hip-hop history. And the fallout from this clash is shaking the culture, the industry, and the streets all at once. What started as a surprising moment of vulnerability from Young Thug has spiraled into a war of words, pride, and fists that shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. To really understand how the fight between Young Thug and Future escalated to the point of blows, we have to rewind the story back to Thug's controversial apology track. For months, rumors swirled that Thug wanted to squash the long-standing tension between himself and Future, two Atlanta icons whose relationship has always walked a line between respect and rivalry. Thug shocked fans when he dropped a song laced with regret, lines that were undeniably directed at Future, where he seemed to take accountability for past shade, misunderstandings, and moments when ego got in the way of their bond. For once, the man known for flamboyance, eccentric bars, and unapologetic energy sounded stripped down, almost pleading. Fans and bloggers dissected every lyric, some applauding the honesty, while others questioned if it was a calculated PR move. But what nobody expected was Future's reaction, which flipped the entire narrative upside down. Instead of accepting the apology or even ignoring it, Future went into the studio and came back swinging with a diss track that cut deep. The beat was cold, the bars sharper than a knife, and every line sounded like a dagger aimed directly at Thugger's heart. Future called out Thug's legal struggles, questioned his authenticity, mocked his attempt at peace, and doubled down on old grudges that many fans thought were buried years ago. He painted Thug not as a brother in Atlanta's trap dynasty, but as a snake who couldn't be trusted, a fallen king trying to save face. The streets went crazy. Social media exploded. The diss track trended within hours, and suddenly Young Thug's apology, which had been intended to show growth, looked like weakness that Future capitalized on for dominance. Thug, never one to back down, was furious. Witnesses close to both camps say the tension boiled over almost immediately. Behind closed doors, words were exchanged, calls were made, and soon the drama spilled into the real world. According to insiders, Thug confronted Future at a private industry party in Atlanta, demanding an explanation for why his apology was met with disrespect. What started as a heated argument quickly escalated into a physical altercation, with members of both entourages jumping in. Punches were thrown, security struggled to intervene, bottles shattered, and chaos erupted. By the time order was restored, the damage was already done. Young Thug and Future had gone from former collaborators and reluctant rivals to all-out enemies, and the fight was caught by enough eyewitnesses to spread like wildfire across the internet. The fact that two of Atlanta's biggest trap legends, men who once shaped the culture side by side, were now literally at each other's throats sent shockwaves through the rap world. Hip-hop fans remember when Thug and Future dominated the scene together, feeding off each other's creativity and setting trends that the entire industry followed. Their collaborations, their shared influence, their ability to innovate, all of that felt like history collapsing the moment fist flew. Industry insiders whispered that this feud could have ripple effects across the South, forcing artists, producers, and even labels to pick sides. In a genre built on pride, authenticity, and competition, an apology turned into a diss, turned into a brawl, was almost too poetic to believe. But the reality was undeniable. The friendship was dead, and the war had begun. Fans were quick to take to social media with reactions. Some blamed Future, accusing him of being petty and heartless for rejecting what seemed like a genuine olive branch. They argued that Thug was showing maturity, trying to evolve, and that Future's diss was not just unnecessary, but cruel. Others sided with Future, praising him for refusing to be played, and claiming Thug's apology was nothing more than a facade to save his public image amid legal troubles. Memes flooded timelines, with clips of the fight reenacted, remixed, and exaggerated in hilarious and savage ways. Hashtags trended worldwide, with hashtag Team Thug and hashtag Team Future, creating digital battlegrounds that mirrored the real-life tension. But beyond the memes and hot takes, this feud cuts deep into the heart of Atlanta hip-hop. Both Thug and Future represent not just themselves, but movements, fan bases, and street allegiances. Future, the hardened veteran with a catalog of anthems that define trap culture, embodies resilience and dominance. Thug, the eccentric innovator who broke barriers with his sound and style, symbolizes creativity, boldness, and defiance of norms. For years, their coexistence created balance in Atlanta's scene. But now, that balance has been shattered, and the fight is forcing people to ask, who truly runs the city? Industry politics are also at play. Behind the scenes, labels and business partners are scrambling. Both men are tied into million-dollar deals, endorsements, and projects that could be jeopardized by an escalating beef. Collaborators who work with both are nervous about fallout. Concert promoters worry about booking shows with either artist for fear of violence breaking out. The business side of hip-hop is built on stability, and the instability created by this fight is rattling the money-making machine. It's not just a personal feud. It's an industry problem that executives are desperate to contain. For young Thug, the timing couldn't be worse. With legal issues looming, the last thing he needs is more negative attention. An apology track was likely part of a strategy to rebuild his public image, showing a softer side while proving he could rise above beef. But instead, Future's diss and the resulting fight have reignited old narratives of Thug being volatile, unpredictable, and trapped in drama. It paints him in a corner, forcing him to either double down with retaliation or risk looking weak. For Future, however, this might be a strategic move. Already solidified as one of Trap's GOATs, he has little to lose and everything to gain by proving he cannot be humbled. His diss, followed by a physical victory in the brawl, reports claim he got the better of the scuffle, reinforces his image as untouchable and ruthless. The media circus surrounding this fight has turned into a cultural event. Talk shows, podcasts, and YouTube channels are breaking down every angle. Old interviews are resurfacing where Thug and Future once praised each other, now looked at through the lens of betrayal. Rumors are spreading about other artists getting involved. Some say Drake is quietly urging peace. Others whisper that 21 Savage may have to pick a side. The more the story develops, the more it feels less like a beef and more like a saga that could define this era of hip-hop.